Bulabinaka, Namaste, and a very warm Pacific welcome to Fiji. First of all, I would like to begin by acknowledging the Bondo of Nandonumai, Wanangone Turanga Tuisuba, whose ancestral land we stand upon today. Distinguished ministers, excellencies, representative of the United Nations, regional organizations, members of the diplomatic corps, military and police leaders, peacekeeping practitioners, researchers, ladies and gentlemen. It is my great privilege to welcome you all to Suva for this important dialogue on the future of peace operations and protection of civilians. I acknowledge our partners from the Simpson Center, the Government of Australia and Canada, and all those who have worked alongside Fiji Ministry of Defense and Veteran Affairs to convene this dialogue. We gather at a consequential moment, not only for the future of peace operations, but also for the future of peace and security in our region and around the world. Fiji has championed a vision for the Pacific as an ocean of peace, a region whose differences are resolved through dialogue rather than confrontation, where security is built through partnership rather than rivalry, and where our shared ocean connects rather than divide us. While the discussions over the coming days will focus on conflicts and challenges far beyond our shores, the values that underpin the Ocean of Peace vision are the same values that have always underpinned effective peacekeeping, and that is respect, cooperation, restraint, responsibility, and a commitment to human dignity. Those values are needed now than ever before. Conflict is changing, technology is changing, geopolitics is changing. Many of the challenges faced by today's peacekeepers were scarcely imaginable when Fiji's peacekeepers deployed to Lebanon in 1978. Peacekeepers today confront cyber threats, information manipulation, organized crime networks, weaponized drones, climate-related instability, and increasingly complex conflicts where participants do not always wear uniforms. Yet the expectations remain the same. Fijian civilization population still looks to the blue uniforms, the Suluwaka Tanga Tabataba for protection, stability, and hope. How do our peacekeepers achieve this when their budgets are shrinking and operating environments are more dangerous and unpredictable than ever? For Fiji, this discussion is not an abstract policy exercise. It is deeply personal. For nearly half a century, Fiji has answered the call to serve under the United Nations flag. Since our first deployment to Lebanon in 1978, more than 15,000 Fijians have served in peacekeeping missions across the Middle East, Africa, Asia, and elsewhere, often in some of the world's most difficult and dangerous environments. I was fortunate, or said privileged, to have toured with the former Prime Minister in the negotiation of the operations in Iraq. I was also privileged to conduct elections to our soldiers in East Timor in around 2001 or 2. I had a first-hand experience to see what it was like, and I have deep respect for them. For a small island nation, this represents an extraordinary contribution. Fiji has consistently been one of the world's leading contributors to the UN peacekeeping on a per capita basis. Our soldiers, police officers, and our corrections personnel have served because we believe that peace is shared responsibility for all nations, large and small. Our commitment is rooted in values that define us as people: service, humility, courage, respect for human dignity, and an unwavering belief that security is strongest when it is collective. Our peacekeeping history is a source of great national pride, but it's also come at a cost. Over 65 Fijians have lost their lives while serving peacekeeping operations overseas. We remember them today. We remember the families who endure their absence, their loss, and we honor their legacy through a continuing commitment to peace, security, and multilateral cooperation. Ladies and gentlemen, Fiji's approach to peacekeeping is also informed by the vision of Fiji's founding Prime Minister, Ratu Kamisese Mara. Ratu Mara spoke of the Pacific Way, a philosophy founded on dialogue, consensus, mutual respect, and responsibility to one another. He envisioned a society in which people of different races, cultures, and opinions could live and work together for the common good and differ without rancor. Long before the phrase human security entered diplomatic vocabulary, the Pacific Way offered a framework for peaceful coexistence and conflict prevention. Today, the vision continues in our aspirations for the blue Pacific continent and Fiji's commitment to an ocean of peace. They are not separate ideas. They form part of a continuous Pacific traditions that recognize the lasting security is built through relationship, trust, and collective responsibility. In many respects, the same philosophy lies at the heart of peacekeeping. Peacekeeping is not simply about the absence of violent conflict. It is about creating the conditions in which trust can be rebuilt. It is about creating space for reconciliation. It is about helping undivided communities rediscover a common future. It is about protecting the vulnerable, particularly civilians and children who often bear the greatest cost of conflict. The Pacific itself offers powerful example of this principle in action. The Bougainville peace process demonstrates the power of dialogue, reconciliation, and Pacific leadership. The regional assistance mission to Solomon Islands demonstrated how regional solidarity can help restore stability and strengthen institutions. This experience reminds us that peace operations are most successful when they enjoy legitimacy, local ownership, and a clear political pathway towards peace. Today, Fiji National Security Strategy recognizes the distinction between traditional and non-traditional security challenges is becoming increasingly blurred. Climate change, cyber threats, transnational organized crime, information manipulation, and maritime insecurity are no longer peripheral concerns. They are central security concerns. They require new partnership, new capabilities, and new form of cooperation. This is why Fiji is developing for the first time a national peace operations strategy to guide our future contributions to peacekeeping. In this regard, the discussions taking place over the coming days are particularly important. The theme of this dialogue speaks directly to the challenge and opportunity before us. They invite Indo-Pacific countries to bring our experiences, our perspectives, and lessons to the global debate about the future of peace operations. They invite us to question how we ensure peacekeeping remains relevant to the realities for the 21st century. As a Pacific nation looks first and foremost to our region, to our Pacific brothers and sisters, we recognize security in our region requires regional solutions. But this does not diminish the importance of the United Nations. Rather, it highlights the importance of partnership between global institutions and regional organizations. Each brings its own strength to the common cause of peace. When we act together, we strengthen the security and resilience of all. The theme of this dialogue speaks directly to the challenge and opportunity before us. They invite Indo-Pacific countries to bring our experiences, perspectives, and lessons to the global debate on the future of peace operations. More importantly, they challenge us to ensure that peacekeeping remains effective, credible, and responsive to the realities of the 21st century. Your Excellencies, ladies and gentlemen, as our Prime Minister, Honorable Sitiveni Rambuka, stated in New York a New Year's message to the nation, the 1st of January this year, and I quote, "Peace remains one of the humanity's most fragile achievements," unquote. This statement reminds us that peace is not inherited. It is something that we must work on every day. It must be protected, it must be renewed, and it must be strengthened by every generation. This dialogue is a welcome opportunity for us to continue this endeavor. As we consider the future of peace operations, we should remember that our goal is not simply the absence of conflict. Our goal is the creation of conditions in which communities can thrive, institutions can endure, and the future generations can prosper. This is the vision reflected in SDG 16, in Fiji's National Development Plan, and in our shared aspiration for an ocean of peace. I will conclude with a Fijian statement. Napakadengu indonaka and taravata. Loosely translated, peace is something we build together. As you talanoa in the next few days, I encourage each of you to come together in the true spirit of talanoa and Weirongodi, to be led by the principles of humanity, respect, and compassion, as you share your views of the future of peace operations and the protection of civilians. I wish you well. I look forward to hearing the feedback from this talanoa. Pinabalebu, Dan Banyan, and thank you.